Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Harden and Ariza out on the perimeter. Olajuwon is out there with Shawn Kemp, and it's Jackson in at the point guard.
Well, it seemed slightly controversial when it was introduced a few seasons ago, but I think we can all agree now that the new flopping fines have been a big success. Flopping seems to have gone down across the board.
Shot clock at 6. Harden outside.
Well, eventually he'll start knocking those down again. He did make 2 in the first half.
No good with the triple. Strong. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, Clark, flopping is not completely out of the NBA game, but at least now there are repercussions.
I agree, and I'm happy to see that, Kevin, because it's a play that shouldn't be in the game. And now that guys are fined for it and have been quite heavily fined for it, I think we're going to eventually see it become less and less a part of the game, which is the way it should be.
Harden with it. Now guarded by Strong. Olajuwon backing down. Back to Harden. Shoots the 3. That's good.
James Harden.
Harden's got 21 in the game.
And the threes continue to go down at that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout.
Nelson kicks to Brand. Back to Nelson. Now the pass to Strong. Unloads from 13. Rockets with the rebound. Kemp's got 6 rebounds in the game. Jackson dishes to Harden. Outside for Jackson. From the arc. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 4 assists now tonight.
They are killing them with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
Nelson against Jackson. And Harden comes to help. Backing down is Brand. Back to Nelson. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Jackson misses.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Butler off a pick from Strong. For 3, Nelson, and he gets the bucket.
Last year there was talk about perhaps extending the All-Star break for the players. Something the players would definitely be interested in is a few more days mid-season would help them recharge, particularly for the guys who play during All-Star weekend.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Terrence Jones is checked in for Olajuwon. Robert Covington comes in for Shawn Kemp. And it's Johnson in for James Harden. Oden comes with a double team. Ariza covered by Miller. He dishes it to Dunley. Drills the three-pointer. Going back to the idea about extending the All-Star break. Not an easy thing to fit into an already cramped NBA schedule. But the players would welcome it. You can go back to your time and when you were playing. And should there be more time?
I think there should be. I really do. I think you have the game, you have the weekend, which is a wonderful celebration of the NBA, and then you have a day or 2 on the front and back side of that for everybody. I think it would do a nice job of recharging, not just the players and coaches and training staff, but even the fans could use a bit of a break during that time.
And Jones over to help. Strong, the pass to Oden.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Ariza against Miller. Strong, the pass to Miller. Miller off a pick from Strong. Nelson kicks to Oden. Shoots from the post. And it's good on the way in.
Things finally starting to come together for them. The deficit still pretty big, but at least they're taking steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I think they're doing all they can do. Playing tough D, getting stopped, and then taking good care of the basketball at the other end.
Ariza goes in. Back to Johnson. Trying to get back on track. They get it back. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And a quick look now at how San Antonio's schedule is shaping up. Up next for them, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Boy, a lot of fans focused on that matchup for New Orleans.
Well, what can you say about the Spurs at home? I mean, they've been dominant here for so long. It's a shock whenever they lose at home.
Strong, the pass to Okafor, and it's rejected. Now here's Beverly. Harden dishes to Ariza. Pass to Beverly. The three. That's good.
Well, you know, as teams become more and more focused on getting good looks in close at the rim, the value of great defensive big men inside just continues to rise. I mean, it's tough to be a contender without a rim protector.
Here's Strong. Nice work on the boards. Paying off with the basket.
Now they'll take as many of those high percentage shots as they can get, guys.
Harden with it. Poke loose. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. Houston making some changes. Olajuwon's checked in for Terrence Jones. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Nelson kicks to Okafor. He's against Olajuwon. Baseline try. Off the left rim and out. And with the new camera systems, it's easier to measure defense, going beyond block shots to look at which, for instance, big men diminish shooting percentages in their area.
Yeah, no surprise. I mean, names like Dwight Howard, Roy Hibbert, Serge Ibaka. But interesting that that reputation has value defensively when players hesitate to go inside.
And Nelson gets it to go. Rockets leading by 21. Now Harden. Outside Jackson. Kemp a screen on Nelson. Jackson kicks to Kemp. He's against Brand. The dish to Harden. And the rejection by Strong. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. San Antonio's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Nelson off the pick from Strong. Lets it go with the three. Offensive rebound, Spurs in low to Brand. And that one's good.
Nice, accurate pass right into the middle.
Houston's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. It's Harden with the drive. Gives him the lead pass. Olajuwon.
The Rockets, of course, at the forefront or vanguard as far as advanced analytics goes. Some in the NBA have scoffed, but hey, they're doing something right.
Both good from the line that time.
You know, guys, every coach would love to play his star player every minute of an NBA season, but it's impossible given the limits of endurance and risk of injury. It's basically a balancing act. I think teams are becoming wiser, though, in terms of keeping players fresh and helping them recover between games. Now, Kevin, probably his greatest value lies in his tremendous three-point shooting. When he's out on the perimeter, it gives them the ability to really stretch the defense out.
And offensively, you'll find him often lurking on those corners. Always a high percentage shot among three-pointers, and especially for him.
Shoots a fader, and the shot is good. Olajuwon's got 6 here in this quarter.
And looking at player recovery, now with the ability to track player movement, either with cameras or even sensors that players can wear, teams are better able to measure the workload of players, helping them make decisions about where rest is needed and when it's needed, and even help them predict when there's a risk of injury, and that's really the golden bullet. And again, another example of information being used to enhance player performance.
Billups attacking the machine. Hits the front of the rim and out. Covington kicks to G. Houston moving it around. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Covington. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And guys, across sports, the key to winning is keeping your star players available.
Well, teams are learning a lot from player tracking. For one, morning shoot-arounds may be more draining than we realized, so some teams are cutting those down. And also, athletes do better with frequent short rests, so subbing often can leave players with more energy in crunch time.
He feeds it to Lamb. Passes to G. 6 to shoot. Dishes it to Lamb. From 15 feet away, and he recovers it. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. 29 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Phillips passes to Strong. San Antonio again missing. Rockets have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. And here is Johnson. Feeds to Lamb. Back to Johnson. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
So that'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Excellent performance in tonight's game. In case you hadn't heard, you set your career high in points. How did it feel to be on such a roll on offense?
I was feeling pretty good out there. I knew I had a few points, but it wasn't until after the game that one of the guys told me I had set my career high. They were great at helping me get some extra shots off in my favorite spots, and I just let the rest take care of itself, really.
Cries all that she got. Push him down, son, it's more than just lip.